What happens when raw, unrelenting power collides with precision, honor, and discipline? Roman gladiators, forged in the blood-soaked sands of the arena, face off against samurai, the masters of bushido and swordsmanship. These warriors are icons of two vastly different worlds. But if they met on the battlefield, who would emerge victorious? Let's dive into history, culture, and combat as we explore this epic showdown between two legendary warrior classes. Gladiators of ancient Rome. Let's begin in ancient Rome, where gladiators were more than just warriors. They were entertainers, symbols of Roman power, and sacrifices to the gods of spectacle. But behind the cheers of the crowds was a life of brutality. Most gladiators were slaves, prisoners of war, or criminals condemned to fight. Their training was relentless inside ludi, gladiator schools. They honed their skills in weaponry, endurance, and psychological warfare. Every strike, every block, every move was a performance aimed at winning their freedom, or at least surviving another day. Gladiators weren't a one-size-fits-all group. The Murmillo, with their heavy armor and large shields, were the tanks of the arena. Meanwhile, the Retiarius relied on agility and unconventional weapons, a trident and a net, to outmaneuver and entangle their opponents. Each gladiator type brought a unique style to the deadly sands. The samurai of feudal Japan. Now, let's journey to feudal Japan, where the samurai ruled both the battlefield and the cultural imagination. Samurai were more than warriors. They were philosophers, poets, and scholars, bound by the Bushido code, the way of the warrior. Bushido empathized loyalty, honor, and mastery of self. Their weapons of choice, the katana, was a masterpiece of craftsmanship, forged through a meticulous process. Its razor-sharp blade could cut through armor with devastating precision. It wasn't just a weapon, it was an extension of the samurai spirit. But samurai were not just masters of the sword. They excelled in archery, using the yumi to strike enemies from afar, and their armor, light yet durable, allowed for mobility and defense. Samurai combined martial prowess with a deep sense of purpose, fighting not for survival, but for honor. Combat philosophies, survival versus perfection. The gladiator and samurai didn't just differ in their weapons and armor. Their entire approach to combat was shaped by their worlds. For gladiators, every fight was a life or death struggle. They relied on brute force, cunning, and the ability to adapt to chaotic, unpredictable battles. In contrast, the samurai approached combat as a disciplined art form. Their movements were precise, deliberate, and deeply spiritual. They fought with the clarity of mind, viewing each battle as an extension of their pursuit of perfection. Now, let's imagine these titans clashing. One side stands a Murmillo gladiator, clad in heavy armor, shield raised, and gladius ready to strike. His strengths lie in his sheer power, endurance, and ability to absorb punishment. On the other side, a samurai stands poised, katana gleaming in the sunlight, agile and disciplined. The samurai relies on precise strikes and quick movements to outmaneuver his opponent. The gladiator lunges forward, his shield crashing against the samurai's defense. The samurai counters with a swift strike, aiming for the gaps in the gladiator's armor. It's a battle of endurance versus finesse, raw strength against calculated precision, legacy and cultural influence. While this battle remains a fascinating fantasy, the legacies of gladiators and samurai are undeniable. Gladiators inspired modern combat sports like boxing and MMA. where the thrill of a raw competition continues to captivate audiences worldwide. Samurai, on the other hand, have made a lasting impact on martial art and global culture. From kendo and judo to samurai-inspired films, their influence continues to shape the world across generations and continents. So who would win? The indomitable gladiator or the disciplined samurai? While the answer may remain a mystery, perhaps the true victory lies in what they represent: resilience, honor, and the pursuit of mastery. Let us know your pick in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more epic historical showdowns.